Hello there. This is our first time for halftime. Let's see. Are we getting anybody in just yet? Yeah, I'm still seeing a big fat goose egg.
I see Scott Teskey.
Scott Teskey. Up.
Your
Comments are
comments?
coming in.
Yep.
Hey. Yep. There you are. Good. Af- Good morning, afternoon, and/or evening. And now I'm starting to see 6 people in the chat. So hey. Good evening. Welcome to halftime. This is our first attempt at doing this, having a show in the evening hours. I'm Kevin from Coins Making Sense, and to my right, your left, we have Coin Coach Vic.
Hello,
How's it
everybody.
going? How's it going, Vic?
It's going well. How about you? It's a beautiful
Oh,
evening here in Southeast Michigan.
yes, it is. We've finally got the temperature out of the 90s.
Yep. Nice day
Yeah,
today.
yeah. You know, I don't mind the heat, but the humidity, I swear, that was just killing me.
Yep. Yeah, I took my dog for a walk last night at the park, and I almost had to carry him the second half. And he's 70 pounds, so that would not have been
Oh,
fun. But
so yeah,
we got all three-quarters of the way around, and he just looked at me like, Dad, hey, and I'm like, no, I'm not carrying you. You're too
help
heavy.
here, little help here.
He doesn't like the humidity. It's just too warm. So
Oh, I don't blame him. Yeah, looks like we got CG coins. Some more people are coming in. We got CG coins out there. Bad Gateway from Ann Arbor, another Michigander. And well, you know, we got Gen X from Hudsonville. So Michigan is all represented out here. Good evening, Deslogic. Good seeing you. Once again, Scott Teskey. 80 with high humidity in Wisconsin. Man, we can sympathize. Now we have Wally Werner in the house. Good evening, good evening. So yeah, great seeing everybody. Looks like we got 10 people here in the chat. So let's get this kicked off. What is halftime? So pretty much Vic and myself, we are both coin dealers here in the Detroit area. We both do coin shows, and we see lots of different things. But one of the things that we have in common in our shops, we sell half dollars. And a lot of people always ask me, what is the sleeper out there? What is something that could be very hot going in the future? And I always say half dollars. I feel that they're underappreciated, and what they do, what they afford you is a nice large pallet, and you get a lot for your money. And I'm just rambling on. What do you think, Vic?
I would agree. The Morgan dollars and even peace dollars are wildly popular. They're big coins, a lot of silver in them, but they're really expensive. And I think you're right. The sleepers right now are the Walkers and the Franklins. Even you can get Franklins. You can buy AU Franklins. Other than a few key dates, you can buy AU Franklins for barely over a melt. And to me, that's just an unbelievable bargain.
I know. And when people ask what series to make, Franklin half dollars is probably one of the easiest sets to make out there, and you can have a gorgeous set for not a whole lot of money.
No. Matter of fact, I put a set together about this time last year, and they were all MS63s, and it took me about maybe 2 or 3 weeks to put the set together. And that's not a lot of time. All 63s and 64s, maybe a couple 65s. And I sold that set the first show I brought it to Chris Pass, who I think you know. First time he saw it, he's like, wow, that's an amazing set. You get those clean-looking Franklin halves, especially up around the 64 range. Boy, and these were in a Capital Plastics holder. So, it was a big one-sheet display. And it was just a flashy display.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that one last year. That was a gorgeous setup.
I brought that to the Dearborn show, and I sold it the first day. And I kind of was, that was one of those things where I thought I'm going to put the price a little higher, and if I don't sell it, I don't care. And then Chris fell in love with it, and I gave him a really good price on it, because he's a dealer and we do a lot of work back and forth together. So I gave him a good price on it. But those halves are so cheap. Even when you get up into 63s, there's only a handful of them that get a little pricey, but I don't think any of them are over, without off the top of my head, $70 or $80 at the most. But most of those are going to be in the $20 range, even in 63.
Yeah. Key dates, yeah, you're not
$30.
paying much more than 70, 75.
Yeah.
And even then, that's only really a handful, like maybe 3.
Yeah.
So
you could put together an AU set for dirt cheap. And we were talking just before we went live. I bought a 49S here today, and I'll just hold it up here. It's an AU, flashy AU. I paid $25 for it, and I think that's the key. Or I'll pull it up here again. So I think that's the key in the set.
Yep.
That's a flashy AU. I paid $25 for it. And another one that's even a little bit tougher than that, I paid $28 for this one. It's a 52S. That was not as flashy, but it's an AU. But you can put together a set of flashy AUs for really cheap. So
and you still get a quality coin.
Just beautiful coins, yeah. I've sold sets of circulated Franklins, and I end up selling them at, like what I sell junk silver at. I'll sell them at 20 times face. And it's a little bit tougher sell because you can sell pretty nice ones for just a little bit more. So anymore, I don't put sets of Franklins together unless they're at least AU or above. If I have anything less than that, unless they're key dates, they go on the rolls, and I sell them as junk silver. You can get the AUs for so cheap. So, I just do think that there's a bargain there when you can pick up those things that close to melt, and you're buying them, and they're just beautiful coins.
Yes, they are. Let's say hello to some more people that have just came in. We have Water the Possibilities. Good evening. Andy Resnick is talking about the Walker short set in XF. Was the first thing that I really attempted as a kid, and you know what? That's another. It's a partial set. It's like a set of 20 coins from 1941 to 47, and pretty much they're all very gettable. You can get them in nice condition too, and actually you could find them in some regular silver bins.
Yeah. Yeah, in XF, you can pull those out of junk silver a lot of times. If you're patient, you look through them, you can pull out probably the whole short set. If you're going through a coin shop's 90% junk silver, something like that.
Yeah.
For sure. And if you want to put together something a little bit nicer, AUs are readily available. They're not too expensive, and even the UNCs are still they're out there and they're affordable. Although I will say, the MS64s and the MS65s and the Walkers, even the common ones in the 40s, jumped up on the gray sheet anywhere from $10 to $20 back earlier this year. Maybe in the April-May timeframe they jumped up, but I think the 63s did not change, and I don't think the AUs changed.
Yeah, you can still find them at a pretty ready price. But yeah, those prices are starting to creep up on them, so they might not be the sleeper for much longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Tiny Numismatics is in the house. Me and Bassman are working on a new zebra ribbon for the Zoe shirts. Oh, nice. Most everybody around here knows what's been going on with Tiny and his daughter Zoe being in the children's hospital in Cincinnati. So he's making a whole new graphic for the zebra ribbon. That is nice. Good to hear it, man. Let's see who else is in the house. Looks like mostly just a bunch of everybody's conversating. And man, I just invented a word. What do you know? All right, we've talked about what is halftime. So, Vic, we've already been talking, but people haven't really met you yet. Tell us about what your deal in the coin businesses. What do you like, and how did you all get started in this?
Well, like a lot of people, I started collecting coins when I was a kid. My dad collected coins as a kid and used to tell me stories about going downtown Toledo on his bicycle with his brother and his cousin. And, they didn't have a lot of banks then, but they would spend Saturday in the bank and go through rolls of pennies and nickels and whatever. But when I was I think I was about 9 years old probably, he'd come home. He started coming home from the bank, and he'd work Saturdays just till noon. And he would come home from the bank. It was his day to do payroll and stuff like that. He'd do paychecks on Friday, and then he'd have to do bookkeeping. And then he'd go on Saturday just do books, and he'd have to make a run to the bank. So he would come home after his run to the bank, and he'd bring me $10 or $20 of the pennies. And as long as I rolled him back up 50 in a roll and gave him whatever I didn't want to keep, that was fine with him. So if I kept 50 of them or 20 of them or whatever, that was okay. And he'd take them back to the bank and cash them in. And then the next Saturday, or maybe it'd be a few Saturdays, he'd bring some more. So for quite a while, I only collected pennies. I collected cents. I collected Lincoln cents. And to this day, I have quite a large number of Lincoln cents. Matter of fact, lately I've been trying to get one roll of 50 of every year in mint mark going all the way back, and I've not got there yet, but I'm getting pretty close. There's some key dates I'm missing rolls of and a few others, but maybe I'm down to less than 30 rolls or something like that. So
I was gonna say that sounds like a tough challenge.
It's tough when you get into the 09S's and the 31S's and some of those. It gets pretty tough, but
yeah, I'm sure.
So anyway,
is no joy either.
Yeah, well, yeah, 14Ds. If I get a 14D, now here's where I start becoming a dealer. I would have never had more than one 14D, but now as a dealer, if I get a 14D, it goes into my display case. And I usually sell it, because I just don't want to keep, several $100 or several $100 coins in my personal stash when I already have one. So, but long story short, I was a collector up until about 6 years ago now, when a dealer that I used to go to, I don't know if we should mention names or not, but a dealer that I used to go to quite regularly. I used to follow him to different shows in the Toledo and Detroit area. His wife she had a medical situation, became unable to help him out to shows. And he's pushing 80, and he asked me, he just said, I don't want to do shows by myself. It's too risky. Can you come with me? He says, I know you're going to be at the show anyway. Can you come with me and watch my table when you're done, when you're done doing your shopping, and I'll give you some great deals on coins, and you can learn about being a dealer. And I thought, that's fine. I'll go there. I'm going to be there anyway. And that went on for about 5 years. I did it for free. For 5, you know who I'm talking about. So I did it for free for 5 years. I got a lot of great deals on a lot of coins, but in those 5 years, I also learned the differences between being a coin collector and a coin dealer. And from the outside, you may not think there's a lot of differences, but the main difference is the mindset. You really have to change your mindset. And I've had people tell me you can't be a dealer and a coin collector at the same time. I beg to differ, at least on a little bit of a level. You can do both, but you got to be very, very careful. And I still have an incomplete Morgan dollar set. I'm missing about 6 of them. Now, my Morgan dollar set is all AU and above, so you can imagine I'm missing a couple tough ones.
Oh, yeah.
I've had them and I've sold them because personally I couldn't justify spending $8,000 on a 89 Carson City or whatever it is, so I got one and I thought, man, I really want this in my personal collection, but I just can't afford personally to do that. So I put it in my dealer inventory and sold it. But so that happens. And actually 89cc is a bad example because I actually picked up one in AU 53 that is in my personal collection, but that's just an example of a long story there, but I ended up picking it up and I got such a great price. I couldn't I couldn't sell it because it was one of those things where I couldn't let it go. But that was one of the rarities. Typically, I will sell the coins, so I have I have to be very disciplined, but I am much more of a coin dealer now. I would say like 90-10 coin dealer to coin collector, maybe 95.5%. So I do have things in my dealer showcase that I really don't want to sell because I really like them and kind of want them in my personal collection. So I bump the price up a little bit, and if I sell them, I guess that's okay. And if I don't sell them, I'm really okay with that too. But most of the stuff in my display case is priced to sell. So
I know.
So that's me. Oh, and I should probably say I really started setting up as a dealer in April of last year. So I've only been doing this for less than a year and a half now as a dealer. And I've done, last time I counted, I think I was at, I'm at 27 coin shows so far this year. And looking at my calendar, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planned in August. So I will be at 32 coin shows this year by the end of August.
Wow.
So I'm pretty busy with that.
Yeah, I know I get hardcore about it too. I'm probably at a coin show every weekend, at least one. So I know how that goes, and it's like, yeah, you want to try to find the time for yourself, but it's like you love being out there. At least I do. I love being able
camaraderie.
Exactly. The
meeting people.
Being able to talk shop with people, talk coins. I mean, yeah, not everybody is lucky as us being here on the internet where we can actually have a conversation on coins. Normally it's like, okay, you're lucky if you have a coin club meeting in your area, and you might have a coin show once a year. But we're actually going out there and we're talking with the people and we're setting up at the shows because we want to have that camaraderie.
Yep, I love it. It's a passion of mine. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I do. I really, really enjoyed collecting, but I really enjoy the dealer side because for me the fun is in the hunt and the treasure hunt and finding that one coin that you've been looking for months or maybe years. I do it, but I do it on a scale of 20 times what I used to do it as a collector. So I have 20 times the fun.
No, I hear
sure,
you.
I do sell some. I do sell most of those, but for me, it's not the selling part of it. It's the hunt and the finding the deals. And I'm one of those guys where, unless somebody tells me, hey, I need a such and such a coin and this grade, and here's what I'm going to pay, I'm not out hunting for particular coins and grades and prices. I'm out there looking for deals that I can pass along to people. So when I find a coin that has a really good value, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I found this. I'm going to pass. Someone's going to be so happy, and I'm going to make a couple extra dollars, and they're going to buy it way under the gray sheet, and everyone's going to be so happy. And for me, that's the treasure hunt, and those are, that's what keeps me motivated to keep pushing, keep going out and looking for better deals.
Exactly, that's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever get over that.
No,
and
not at
I'm
all.
just seeing we got almost 20 people here in the chat. Love seeing you guys here. Some people I haven't seen in a while. Department of Numismatics, Don Bullion, how are you doing, my friend? Andy Resnick is in the house. Silver Gator, CG Coins, Gen X Collectible, Silver Frogman. We're getting froggy in here. So good to see everybody here. So we've been mentioning our shows that are coming up. I know Vic, I know we were talking before in the chat that you're back to back this weekend.
Yeah, it's funny, Kevin, because you and I do a lot of shows, a lot of common shows. We see each other all the time, but I don't think we have a show planned together for quite a while. This weekend on Saturday, I'm tentatively planned, although I haven't called and reserved my table yet, but I'm tentatively planned for the Cleveland Coin Expo. And I apologize, my calendar's over here. I keep looking at it. And then Sunday is the Southfield, Michigan show on 9 Mile. So I definitely will be at that. I'm already registered for that one. The following weekend, which is the 20th and 21st, the 20th I don't normally do flea markets, but I do the Tiffin, Ohio flea market because it is, if anyone's ever been there, it's enormous. they have something like 7,000 or 8,000 people through the gate, and I do as much business there as I do at a coin show. It's just amazing, and the things that they buy are different than what people buy at the coin show. So I really enjoy doing the Tiffin flea market. Plus, they have fair food there. You can't pass that up. You just can't pass up the fair food.
Yeah, you got to have the elephant ears, right?
Oh, they got them there. They got the ice cream and burgers and, oh my gosh, you name it there. Walking tacos.
Oh,
and then on the 21st is Redford. You'll probably be at the Redford show.
Yeah.
And on the 21st, yeah. And I haven't decided if I'm doing Redford again. I've done that. I don't think I've missed one yet this year, but it's the same day as the Blue Ribbon in Toledo, and I haven't been to the Blue Ribbon in such a long time, probably about 3-4 months anyway. I may just do the Blue Ribbon this month, just because I have some regulars there that haven't seen me in a while. So, And then the end of the month, the 28th, on Sunday the 28th, is the Polish American Numismatic Society show, the PANS show up in the northern Detroit suburbs. It's usually in Troy, but I think they moved it. I don't remember exactly where it's at now. It's up there somewhere.
It's still in Troy. It's just in a different part.
Is it? Okay.
It's being held at the Venetian over at 12 Mile and John R., which is just
down
that's
the still Troy, I think.
Yeah, which is just down the street from where the old one was at the Polish American.
Miles south, yeah, and maybe a mile west or something like that. Yeah. Good.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, I think that's going to be the first show I see you at, because this weekend I'm over in Grand Rapids at the Granville show on Saturday. Sunday I'm going to be, gotta love the Detroit area. You have multiple coin shows to choose from every week.
Usually, about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the Royal Oak Elks Club over at 11 Mile and I-75. That's on Sunday, the Royal Oak show.
Mm-hmm.
Then, man, next week is the ANA show. You realize that?
Yes. Yeah, and I'm not going to be going to that one because I already have prior commitments, so I can't make that ANA show. I wasn't going to go set up anyway. I was just going to go shop maybe Thursday, Friday, and there's a possibility I could still go on Thursday or Friday, or maybe both days, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. If it happens, I'm not setting up. Obviously, I just go and maybe do some buying and that kind of hang out for a day or two, and so a lot of it depends on how well I do this weekend. If I have some extra cash, maybe I'll go and
but I also know those table prices over there for Chicago, and I need an Excedrin every time I see them.
Yeah. Even the state show in Michigan, I mean, people don't realize how expensive this stuff is, but I want to say the state show, I'm mailing in a check for $400 for one table for the Michigan state show.
Exactly.
That's one table. Yeah. So
it's one table for 3 days.
Yeah.
And
so they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
You sell a lot of stuff to do that. So my margins are not big, so I have to sell a lot of stuff to cover that and make it worth my while.
But you know what? Last year Thanksgiving show there for the Michigan State, I think I had my best one day ever.
Really?
That Friday.
The Friday, yeah.
Because I just remember, and if you remember too, that Friday people were stacked up like 3 deep at every table.
I think I was there that day, and it was quite busy. You had to, you couldn't hardly get into the tables you wanted to get into. You had to turn sideways and wiggle in, and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
As if Kim Rush, how much is a typical table price at a coin show? Well, I know I normally see them anywhere from I've seen as low as $40 and as high as $60 or $70. Really depends.
Yeah, I think at Redford I get 2 tables, and I think I pay $120 for 2 tables at Redford. About $60 a table. I think the Blue Ribbon is $40, but that's cheap. It's typically between $50 and $65 a table. Sometimes you get a $5 off if you buy 2 tables, but that's just for your monthly show. If you're doing a bigger show like the Dearborn show coming up in September or a state show, those are much more money, $400 or $500 for a table or more.
Yeah, but you got to
I think,
figure those are multiple day shows with multiple state draws.
Yeah.
So you're paying a lot more for a table, but you're also getting some more clients coming on in the door.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say, now you were in Cincinnati, right? Were you set up in Cincinnati? I don't remember. I think you.
No, I had just been walking around.
You were,
I did set up the year before.
because I think in Cincinnati it was even more than $400 for a table. I can't remember exactly, but
yeah,
Cincinnati was another one of those 3-day shows.
Yeah, I want to say we had a corner table, the gentleman that I set up with, and I want to say it was $600 for the weekend.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, some of these shows get pricey.
If you want to do the Toledo Blue Ribbon, you can get in for $40. I think it's $40 at the Toledo Blue Ribbon show. That's about the cheapest one around.
Yep.
And it's a decent show. The nice thing I like about it is they have pretty good walk-in traffic and not a ton of dealers, which as a dealer is kind of nice because as a dealer you get a bigger piece of the pie. But there are enough dealers there that you have a good selection of coins. You have some good key dates and some bullion and things like that. It'll all be there, and the prices are pretty reasonable. But yeah, like you said, I'd say $40 to $65 is average price per table at a show, at a monthly show.
Yes,
good question.
Yeah, great question. And people, if you have questions for us, either Vic or myself, throw them into the chat. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to see you guys.
Yeah, we called this the halftime show for a couple of reasons. One is we both love halves. We just think it's an undervalued, underappreciated coin, and also we're halfway through the week, being it's Wednesday, so it's kind of a dual meaning there. But
double play on words, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But one of the things we talked about was being able to answer questions, because we're both Kevin and I are a lot alike. We're both techies in our normal day job. We're both collectors, kind of turned dealers. And so we have a lot to share with you guys if you have questions for us.
CG Coins is asking, do shows charge to get in? Yes and no.
The monthly shows typically do not charge to get in.
You will find on rare occasion there are shows that do charge to get in.
A couple charge $2 or $3 I think at the Clarkston show, I think they might charge a couple bucks to get in. There's a couple shows I've been to where they charge a couple bucks. Most of them they do not charge if it's a monthly show. Yeah. If you go to a big show like the Michigan or the Ohio State show or the Dearborn show or the Cincinnati, where it's a 3-day extravaganza with a lot of dealers, they might charge like $5 or $6 to get in.
Yeah.
And also we should mention the early bird. You want to talk about the early bird?
Yes, sir. If you are so inclined, you can sign up for what's called early bird access. Now, that will, for a small fee, they will let you in during dealer setup hours. So if you want to go in, say, the day before on one of the major shows and shop around while the dealers are setting up, you do have that option. However, you're going to be paying almost the fee for a table in order to go on in. I know some shows I've seen as high as $60 to $100 for early.
Yeah, I think at Cincinnati it was $75 to get in a day early.
Yep.
And and some people want to do that because they want to make sure they get the deals. And a lot of those people are dealers that get in that early, but some are serious collectors. They want to make sure they get first crack at the good stuff. They don't want to take a chance at some dealer or somebody else buying it and bumping the price up, 20%, and then putting it in their display case. They want to get those deals while they're fresh. Maybe they're the first one that's seen it. That's what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Don Bullion, Trekkies or Techies? Yes and yes.
I am not a Trekkie, but I am a techie.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have that manual, you have that hard drive up there that actually has platters, I see.
Oh yeah, this side. Yep. And by the way, I made these myself. So this one is Intel processors up to the Intel Pentium Pro, And this one is old physical hard drives. Some of them are actually came out of the first smartphones. They didn't have solid state technology, so they actually used moving disks and platters. And they're basically all obsolete and pretty rare now. This thing right behind my head here is a old system board of a Compaq ProLiant server.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm a techie. I used to build servers and networks and support all that stuff. I used to fly around the country for the company I worked for and troubleshoot and expand networks and all that fun stuff. Build and upgrade servers and that. So definitely a techie.
Yep. Yeah.
Now I'm a technical program manager, so I manage multiple teams of techies.
So you see, yeah, I still just do application administration, so it's not near as technical as it used to be.
Yeah, when I actually did HTML coding when it was raw HTML, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you should
learn the hard way.
You should see some of the garbage that these. You should see some of the garbage that these WYSIWYGs put into the code.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I apologize. WYSIWYG is what you see is what you get. It's an acronym, and pretty much it's when you're and clicking things into places on a website. That's what that interface is called. And I digress.
Yeah, I used to just put the text in there, see what it looked like, and say, "Ooh, okay, I got to make it bigger." So then you'd put in the HTML code to make it bigger and change the color and whatever, and then you'd run it again and look at it and say, "No, okay, maybe it needs to be centered now," and go back and tweak it again. It was much slower process to get the same results, but the code was probably much cleaner back then than it is now. So I see a question out there. Why do you think the same people who complain about Silver Eagle prices being over spot seem happy to astronomical amounts for 1 ounce rounds with an image on it? So I'm not exactly sure what they mean by that, but I can tell you the Silver Eagle premiums are somewhere around $11 over spot the last I saw.
Easily.
$11 to $13 over spot. And the generic silver rounds, I bought some today. I don't normally buy them at the local coin shop, and I don't even see where they went, but I bought some today that are $5 or $6 over spot. I think they were today. And that's typically what you're paying anymore is $6 over spot. But the thing we have to remember for the common silver rounds is way back when, I used to buy silver at 35 cents over spot. And not that long ago, really, probably 10 to 15 years ago, I was buying it for 35 cents over spot. And what we used to do is, that's if you bought large quantities. So I was buying hundreds of ounces at a time. But typically, as a dealer, we would buy it at 50 cents under spot and sell it at 50 cents over spot, and you make $1 an ounce, and everybody was happy. But nowadays, what happened with the whole COVID thing is, you used to see the physical price and the ETFs, electronically traded funds, were the same, right? So as they went up, they stayed together. Well, about March, April 2020, they started to split. The physical price you started seeing a separation between the ETFs, the paper silver, not the physical stuff, and the physical stuff. And that gap keeps getting a little bit wider and a little bit wider and a little bit wider. And at some point in time, I think you're going to see it just go like this, right? When and if we happen to run out of silver, or at least it gets tougher and tougher to find the physical silver, that premium is going to be, it could easily be $20, $30, $40, $50 an ounce premium. The thing we have to remember about the ETFs is way back when, in the 90s, I would say the government required anyone selling ETFs to have, it was like 1 ounce of silver for every 2 ETF ounces you sold. And then after a few years, they relaxed it to 5 to 1, and then 10 to 1, and then 20 to 1.
And just
And
have a good
I heard that about a year ago, and I've not been able to verify this, that they've lifted that requirement. So now you only need, say, 1 ounce of silver, and you can sell as many paper ounces as you want. It's ridiculous. So eventually somebody's going to get burned. What's going to happen is the price of silver is going to skyrocket, and people with 1,000 ounces of paper silver are going to say, hey, I want to cash in my ETFs for silver. And they're going to say, sorry, we don't have it. You're out of luck. It's going to be worthless. So, my recommendation is pay the premium and get the silver in your hand.
Well,
I can't recommend that strongly enough.
And
you got to have the physical bullion.
Yeah, you have to have physical bullion in your hand. That's the way that you know that you own it. You don't own paper silver. However, for SF Kim Rush, you were talking about characters on coins. Well, there are a lot of different
etc.
Yeah, a lot of different collectibles. I mean, here I have a Venom.
Yep.
Marvel coin. And silver right now is $21. You have generic silvers out there for $26, $27. Why would you spend $60 on a Marvel coin? And you know what? Thing is, it's part of a collector's mentality. This isn't a stacking mentality. This is a collectible mentality.
Yeah.
So if you're a Marvel or a DC fan, if you love Snoopy, if you're all about the peanuts, then you have a collectible market that's out there for you. That's what they're targeting with that.
Yeah.
Once you've been the Venom, we'll talk later, Don Bullion. We're actually going to be having a giveaway here pretty soon. So you all that are still here, these 17 people that are here, you're gonna be glad you stuck through the entire show tonight. But we have with stackers who are there. They're just going for the silver. They want to buy as much silver as they can. So they want to buy it as low from the premium as possible. So they'll go for generics because 999 fine silver is still 999 fine silver. But when you're going to characters such as Venom or Snoopy or any of that, that is collectible bullion, and that is a completely different market. It's not meant for stacking. So
Kevin, on those silver rounds you're talking about, the collectible ones that are $60 and up, are those limited productions? Do we have mintages? Do we know how many are out there in the market?
Yes.
Queen's Beast comes to mind, right? Queen's Beast is another one. They're 1.5-ounce coins, and I've sold some for $125, $140.
Oh yeah,
for an 1.5-ounce coin.
Yeah, they're 2 those were the 2-ounce coins. They came out.
Maybe they were 2 ounce. Yeah.
2017 from the Royal Mint in UK, and they were and they had 9 different coins in the series. And I know I just recently looked into it, but there's like the Griffin and the Unicorn that are out there that were short printed that they only made a couple thousand of. And those particular ones are now going for like $200-$300. I mean, it's amazing. I remember buying those for melt. I remember buying those at $50 at one time.
Yeah, I had one, and I can't. I'm not into the Queen's Beast stuff, so I apologize in advance. But it had the 12 or 13 different reverses, I think, on the reverse of this one.
Okay, that was the 10th coin that came out, which was the reprise of all of the different ones.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. They had a bunch of them around there, and then they had different finishes. They had. They may have had a proof or whatever, but the one I had was an antique finish. It was called, and I actually had the box and papers and said right in it because I thought, boy, this coin looks like it's tarnished and old, But when you looked on the paper, it said finish antique. And I thought that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before, and supposedly that was a rare coin. I had trouble selling it because it's it's a narrow market. I think that
It
people,
is,
I mean,
yeah.
end up selling it for a premium, but you know, you have to find people that are into that kind of collectible.
Exactly. It's just a matter of finding that niche of the market.
Yeah. It's really no different than selling a 1986 or 94 or 96 Silver Eagle. Those are more collectible because they didn't make as many of those. Those are anywhere, if I don't remember exactly, but $50 to $75 a piece, where the other ones are $31, $32 right now because they're more collectible. They're tougher to find. The mintages were lower. So you have people putting together sets. They want that particular date for their Dansko album,
Oh,
and they're
exactly.
more money. You know, as
And
opposed to
then,
someone who just says, "I'm going to stack Silver Eagles. I don't care what date they are. They're going to get all the common dates."
yep,
So,
that just matters on where you want to concentrate your collecting. If you want to just collect you love the Silver Eagles, but you don't care what date they're in, what condition they're in, you can find them for back of what the premium is. But if you're looking for the premium, if you're looking for nice quality, you're looking for key dates such as 86, 96, 94. Actually, all of the mid 90s seem to be pretty tough nowadays. You're
yeah, I think anything before 98 or 99 is lower mintage. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, they are all difficult to find now because people are just holding them back. Uh, Honestly, I think with the Eagles, people are just holding their breath with them, waiting to see what happens.
I know I am. I bought a lot of them when they were, well, you know, silver was 25, 26, $27 in February. And so I'm paying $10, $11 over. I bought a bunch of them between $35 and $37 a piece, you know, and either I'm going to sell them at a loss or I'm going to sit on them. So right now I'm sitting on them.
Oh, I
And I
hear you.
have
Yeah,
almost a monster box full of them that I don't want to sell just yet. So
I bought a roll at 30 a piece. So yeah. So,
well,
and
that's good.
that was a couple months ago.
That's pretty good then. Yeah. And I saw somebody posted a question in the chat to another person in the chat about what do you like better, Silver Eagles or the Canadian Maples? And I would like to answer that and just say it really depends on what your goal is, right? If your goal is just stacking for silver, I would go with the cheaper one, which is Canadian Maples. I think they're 4.9s. They're a really nice coin, and you know they're going to be. I think usually I can pick them up for $6 or maybe right around $6 over or $7 over spot, where the Silver Eagles are $11 or $12 over spot. So you know they're a little bit less money, and you know, you're getting more bang for your buck that way. But a lot of people just like the Silver Eagles, and I can't blame them. It's a super nice coin. Back to the $half, you know, they're basically the same image on the Walker has. And in my opinion, that coin, that image on the ASEs and on the Walker half, and the $20 Saints gold coins are the two prettiest coins ever made. I just love those two coins. So, you know, so if someone says, "Oh, I like Silver Eagles," I can't blame you one bit. It's a beautiful coin.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
And I actually like the new Eagle better than the old Eagles. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to just saying, yeah, there's a reason why they chose those as the obverse for the gold and the silver bullion coins.
Yeah.
They were the most popular, the most beautiful designs that historically have been from the U.S. Mint.
Yeah. Yep,
I'm going to go back to saying hi to folks because we've had a lot of folks coming and going in here. M4A2 Master, good seeing you. JJ, John Jacobs, haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Down in New Mexico, good evening, good evening. James Piver, yes, we got a pretty nice crowd here. Once again, yeah, this is our first attempt here at halftime. Wednesday being halfway through the week, and $half being the name of our game. Upscale Flippin' is in the house. ASEs, I have hundreds of MS70s. You know what? Hey, good. If that's how you like to collect, that's your stack. You do you. Nobody can tell you wrong. Dennis D is in the house. Good evening, good evening. Who else do we? And I just got a little bit of a jump, so. We got a Silver Freak in the house. Silver Freakin', y'all. All right, yeah, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. JJ says we got 20 people watching and 24 likes. Yes, everybody, please make sure that you hit that thumbs up. Give us the likey. That way we can show YouTube who's boss. So thank you so much to everybody. I think I saw a question in here. Not trying to dominate the questions, but, well, hey, everybody got to keep up. You see what's happening here? You think 1 ounce military metals will make the 2.5 ounce less valuable or desirable? So the U.S. actually, I want to say next week is the Air Force 1 ounce silver round is coming out. And so you're wondering if it's going to take away from or bring more to the 2.5 ounce. Honestly, the 2.5 ounce, if memory serves, they have more of a limited mintage. So honestly, I've had more call for the 2.5 ounces recently. Yeah, I know that I've had call for the Navy ones and for the next ones coming out. So, have you seen anything with the 2.5 ounces? Oh man, I'm parching.
I can't say that I have. I don't follow those that closely, so I'm not really able to comment on that.
Do you do much with the modern, or you just stick to the numismatic?
I really try to stay away from the modern because the thing is with when you're talking about modern and bullion, if you're not careful, you can get stuck with a lot of it, and you have to really sell a lot and turn it over quickly in order to keep yourself out of trouble. And I just don't do that much volume. I'm more of a coin dealer, a collectibles dealer, than I'm a bullion dealer. I try to have bullion in terms of 1 ounce rounds, and I'll have some 10th ounce gold, and I'll have 90% and things like that. But I just don't carry a ton of it because I don't sell enough of it to wrap that kind of money up into it. Those bullion dealers make like 1% margin or sometimes 2% margin. So you really have to flip over a lot of dollars. And I just don't have the buyers for that. Maybe someday, but right now I just don't. So I stick to coins, and that's where I'm at. So
I hear you. I stick around with the numismatic myself.
Yeah.
What are the possibilities? Is asking back in 2016, the Walker 24 karat gold was such a beautiful coin, and the only Walker with a W. How do you feel about this coin? Honestly, that Centennial series, those were all gorgeous coins. Back in 2016 for the 999 gold. So, how do I feel about them? Honestly, I don't feel that they're part of the set in its entirety. I think that it's the Centennial gold set that they were trying to do there. Now, I'm trying to remember, did they have a West Point mint mark on there? Honestly, I cannot recall.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to help you out with that one either. I'm trying to look it up, but I'm not finding it here at all.
M4A2 Master, do you think the U.S. Mint is going to wise up or continue with the stupidity? Honestly, that's I think that's a loaded question.
Well, when you talk about stupidity, I'm curious what stupidity you're talking about, because there's a number of different things I could think of. One is their ordering method. When you jump on when you jump online, when some product goes live at 12 noon and you jump online and you got 3 computers going and your phone and you still can't get an order in, that's pretty ridiculous. They ought to have the bandwidth to accommodate that, unless of course it's really a limited production coin. Then maybe it is what it is. But I've had many times where I get in, I get the item, I get it in my shopping cart, and I can't complete the transaction because it just times out. Now that kind of stuff drives me nuts. Once it's in your shopping cart, you ought to be able to finish the transaction. And
I've
just not been able to do that.
Big issue with their website faux pas forever. It seems like they finally started getting some of those ironed out, but still the demand is cutting into everything out there, and it's just so difficult to get across and to get the product to get into the cart, let alone get it sold.
Right.
All right, looks like we got a few folks looking up, and yes, it was indeed a W Mint. All right.
Yeah, they had on the $50. I'm assuming we're talking about the $50 Eagles. I'm not sure, but $50 Eagles had a W on the burnished from 2006 all the way to 2021.
2016 gold Centennial set. It wasn't a set, but it was Centennial anniversary of the Mercury dime, the Standing Liberty quarter, and the Walker half.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay.
It's different than the Eagles, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That was their first fractional foray into 999 gold. 4 nines.
Yeah.
JJ's asking, I got a 1798 1 cent the other day for $65. About good with a cud on the reverse. Was this a good investment?
Well, if you paid $1,000 for it, maybe not. But if you paid, it depends what you paid, right?
It says $65.
Oh, $65. Well,
$65.
If the date is, in my opinion, if that date is legible, that's a good buy.
Yeah, because
anytime you can buy something prior to like 1805, 1806, and the date is clearly legible, they're worth that money for sure. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, if you can see the date, if you can see Liberty, if you can flip it over and you can read 1 cent, you've got yourself a steal there, let alone a deal.
In AG, there's $75 in the gray sheet, just to kind of let you know. So if it is in fact an AG, you got it for $10 under a dealer cost. So that's a good price.
You did well. You did well, my friend. 2016 Walker was indeed a W Whitman mark. All right. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, SF Kimrush and Andy Resnick. Thank you for getting the answer. All right. Man, we're already coming up on the hour.
Yeah, probably have to start looking to wrap it up pretty soon here. I don't want to go too much over an hour, probably.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It's your call. I'm on for the duration, so.
Well, no, honestly, it's getting late for me as well, because as everybody knows, I get up at like the crack of dawn. So I do want to have this giveaway because everybody's been so patient about it. We actually have, and you know what? Let me switch to the microscope here. This is a 2021 Silver Proof Kennedy. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a nice one.
Yep.
Wait, let me jump on YouTube real quick. I'm joking.
So what we're going to do is we are going to have one of our usual giveaways. So this is going to be, we have a random number generator, and actually, so that we cannot cheat, Vic is going to be doing the random number generator. And we are going to be doing Price is Right rules. Closest without going over will be the winner. All right. So I'm going to be typing into the chat a number range. And I'm going to see we have 22 people in here. I'm going to make sure we have just about everybody entered in before we go. Kevin 7, good to see you. Aunt Laura, good to see you. You guys got in at the right time. JJ, one guess. Should we allow them to re-guess if they duplicate somebody else's number?
That's up to you. I don't know how you normally would do that. I think probably. Are you going to have a moderator reviewing them? Or?
Well, we got JJ in the house, and JJ, thank you so much for keeping an eye on things. It's been greatly appreciated. I don't know if Bassman or Tiny are still in the house. Oh, there's Department of Numismatics too. All right. So we are going to put in I'm going to say one guess only, no re-guesses. So.
And if we happen to have a tie, well, those two will have to have a roll-off, I guess.
Yep. Okay, so we are going to do range 1 to 75.
1 to 75 is your range, okay.
And wait for the go. And there we go.
Did you post it in the chat there?
Yep.
Okay. Whoa, look at them all. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. Smoking Coin is in the house. Upscale Flippin', Silver Frogman, Aunt Laura, Scott Teskey, Silver Freakin', Dave Cooper.
Let me know when you want me to do the random number generator. Looks like everyone's got a number in there.
Looks like, yeah. Well, looks like we got good numbers here. I'm going to type
everybody, last chance to get your number in.
All right.
And random number generator, 1 to 75.
3, 2,
we ready?
1. Okay. Here's the stop.
Okay. You ready?
Ready.
Here's our number.
57. 57 is the number. So I am going to go up to where the go is at. And let's see.
See a 56?
Yeah, I got CG Coins at 56. 56.
Closest without. Oh, another, 56 CG Coins. Yeah.
It's CG Coins again.
Yeah.
Department of Numismatics has pie. You know, but what I think about pie, it's delicious. And looks like 56 is the winner. CG Coins, congratulations. CG Coins, if you could, please shoot me an email sometime after the stream with your mailing address so I can get your $50 out to you.
All right. Very good.
Congratulations, CG.
Well, I had a lot of fun, Kevin.
Yep, and it looks like we had a couple of questions. Are we going to be keeping this up? Is this going to be a weekly thing?
I think we're going to try, right?
We are going to try. Next week, I will be coming from the World's Fair of Money. Well, I'll be at the hotel room.
Okay.
At the World's Fair of Money. But, yeah, we are planning on this being a weekly show, and I know I had a good time. Sounds like everybody's having a good time out there. CG Coins, you know what? I'm going to be typing it in here right now. gmail.com. So I just posted it, and you know what? I'm just going to pin it to the top. There's my email address. So if you can shoot me an email with your mailing address, I'll get that out into the mail here shortly. But yeah, Vic, I want to say thank you. Great first time here for halftime. What do you say?
I had a lot of fun. Thanks for inviting me, and look forward to our next broadcast next week.
All right, sounds good. Well, hey, thank you.
We'll talk about. I think we should probably mention next week. We'll talk. We'll mention some more halves. I have some things, some seated halves that we can talk about. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about barber halves, and I want to talk a little bit about buying proof halves. So even buy the roll here.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the full
So
roll.
we got different. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll still have them next week. If I don't, we can still talk about it. But yeah, we have lots more to talk about when it comes to halves. We have stories with halves, different things. So we'll see if we put together an agenda and stick to that a little bit. But yeah, very good. Thanks,
Today
guys.
was more about the introduction. So, all right. Well, everybody, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for joining
Sounds good.
us here.
All right. Look forward to seeing you guys
All
next
right.
week.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
See y'all next time here on Halftime.